y'all. Happy Monday. Actually, I guess you could say it's a happy Monday, but I'm not working today because my head is hurting and throat is sore. So I don't know if I'm coming down with something that somebody else could catch. And I'm one of those, if I'm sick, I don't carry that to work. But I wanted to come on real quick, and I'm not going to be on here long, of course. But couldn't find my chapstick, so I put on some matte lipstick. But anyway, I had my mammogram last Tuesday morning, so it was at 9. Well, they originally had it at 10:45, and I called scheduling, and good thing I got one of my classmates. She was able to bump me up a little earlier, maybe an hour and a half earlier. And because you know, when you go have a mammogram done, they don't want you to wear deodorant, lotions, or anything. So I was like, I can't go like that. So I called, and they changed it for me, and so I went for 9:15, and so I just went to work after I got through. And you know, if you ever go, well, I just don't feel comfortable without deodorant on. So they had these little deodorant packets and like an alcohol wipe. You can ask for those, they'll give you one of those, and I use those every time I go until I can get to my deodorant, you know, and freshen up. But anyway, the reason I'm talking about that at all is because I noticed, and this is the first time I've ever noticed that, but I noticed when I was there this time, one lady had come out, and she had gotten, you know, because when you go to get a mammogram, they give you that, it's like a smock thing to cover up with your top. Well, she had come out fully dressed, and she sat there, and the lady told her, she said, well, whoever the lady is will be out and talk to her shortly. And the lady did come get her and take her to the back. And then another elderly Caucasian lady, she had come out, and she kept her little smock thing on. She kept it on, and she had her purse, and so they came and got her and took her to the back. And that was my first time ever seeing it, and I thought, I said, wow. I said, now those women are going through something, because every time I've ever gone, I just went, had my mammogram, and left. But I know one lady told me they wanted her to wait and do a diagnostic mammogram where, you know, it's more invasive or whatever. And now they had a 3D, but the lady wasn't sure if my insurance covered it, so I had a 2D, in which I want to find out about that. But anyway, the reason why I brought that up is you never know a person's story. And the little lady, well, when you go to have your mammogram, you only can go in the back by yourself. But I felt like, you know, if a person going through something where they're having to do it again, or if they're having to talk to them after they had it or whatever, I think that they should allow somebody to come in there with them. Because when you're going through something like that, you really just don't want to be by yourself. Well, I wouldn't. And I don't know. It's just, I've been thinking about those two ladies ever since I had my mammogram. Now, I do know we had a lady, one of my church members. She had gone to have a mammogram, and 2 or 3 months later, she found a lump in her breast that did have to be removed. I don't think she had to have chemo, though. I'm not really sure. But you just don't ever know. And I know my sister-in-law, 1 year she had her mammogram, and the next year they found something. So she was having them every year. But anyway, she eventually passed over with breast cancer. But what I'm saying is, you just never know a person's story. But I just think in a situation like that, if they have to be more invasive, or if they saw something, they should allow them to have somebody there for support. Because, you know, you put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Excuse me. And how would that affect you if that would happen to you? I don't know. I just been thinking about those ladies. I really have. But God is good and He's in control. I ran into one of my classmates. She'd had breast surgery, and she'd had breast cancer, and she's in remission now. But I think it's been a year or two. So with October being breast cancer awareness, ladies, if you have breast cancer, if you have family members who have passed or who've had breast cancer, please go and have your breast checked. I remember I had one of my friends, she was younger, maybe, I guess she's more than 10 years younger than me. Her mother died of breast cancer, and they had them to start getting their mammograms early, and she did end up having to have a mass removed that was benign. But it's very important to know the not. Yeah, I know having a diagnosis of any kind of illness, it hurts, but it's better to know and to treat it than to not do anything, in my opinion. Now, I do know that, you know, they say that chemo causes what they call atrophic disease, which means the medicine is supposed to cure one thing, but it causes other illnesses. Like, I know one of my friends, one of my ex-co-workers, she and her daughter, all of them, because of the radiation after the breast cancer, it caused the heart muscles to weaken and they had a problem with their hearts. But man, you just don't take life and don't take people for granted. You know, every day we wake up, it's a blessing. Thank you, Lord, for giving us another opportunity, another day of life. And my daughter called me from Houston one day last week, and she was telling me that one of her classmates, she didn't graduate the same year she did, but she went to the same high school. She died last week. Very beautiful young lady. 40, I think she was 40 years old. So it's Monday. It's a gloomy Monday because it's raining out here. Well, it's not really raining right now. It's got a 60% chance of rain. And I think what may have happened to me to make my throat and stuff sore is when we went to go to church yesterday, it was kind of cool. And I had on a dress that was a little cool, but I probably should have had on a little sweater or something with it. But I have to get all my sweaters and things, and you know, I wash them before I put them up. But when you take that stuff out, you got to rinse that and freshen it up with Down There and everything. You know, get it back fresh for the season. But I sit back and I look at life, and I was telling the girl that we cooked Sunday gumbo at church, and I was telling her about just being grateful for small things. I was going down the highway, going down the road, and I saw a lady. She had a baby in a stroller, and I said, I think they may have been waiting on the bus. And I have 3 kids, and I've never had to put my kids' stroller on the bus. I was always blessed to have a vehicle, if not mine, a relative or a friend, to transport my kids. I never had to rely on public transportation, and I'm just saying, I take nothing for granted. I don't. But yeah, you know, I'm just so grateful for even the small things. And like this pastor, he said, I'm from Africa. I thank God for the toilet paper because they didn't have it. You know, so oof, that's why I get so full. I'm just forever grateful. But y'all, it's Monday. My throat is sore. I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit. I know I don't get a lot of views on my car videos. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Everything is not for everybody. There are channels that I used to watch that I stopped watching, and so some that I don't, because I don't like mess and stuff like that. I just think it's so crazy to get on the computer and be bickering with people. I'm like, what? Nah, not me. You know, that's I don't have the time or the patience. But anyway, y'all, I just want to stop by and say hi. I'm headed back home and take me some meds and try to get better. And I know another thing too, this weather kind of damp and a little cool. And I had that balloon sinuplasty surgery maybe 3 years ago now. and it relieves some of that pressure, but I still have issues with my sinuses. So, but anyway, y'all be blessed to make someone smile. Take every opportunity you have to reflect and be grateful for even the small things. Even the small things. You know, everybody have a story, and your story is your blessing, and somebody else's story may motivate you. It's just life. It's just something, and we just, you know, and then we're not in this by ourselves. That's why I prayed for those 2 women at that women's center on last Tuesday. Whatever it is they're going through, give them strength and let them have the support that they need. And if your will be done, let it be positive in their faith. So much love to everybody. Be blessed. Bye.